Hello all, today we are going to study one important concept of managerial economics, that is law of variable proportions. Law of variable proportions studies the effect of variable factor on total product, that is TP, marginal product, that is MP, and average product, that is AP. As you are knowing, in a short run, under law of variable proportions, we are considering two factors of production. One is fixed factor and one more is variable factor. Usually fixed factor will be land or capital and variable factor will be labor. Okay. So now before going to the actual theory of variable proportions, let us understand the assumptions of law of variable proportions. Law of variable proportions assumes that there will be a constant technology and there will be no improvement in the technology. Of course, this is an era of artificial intelligence. You are all knowing that artificial intelligence can produce more than that of human can do, but we are not assuming that kind of technology. We are assuming that technology will be constant and there will be no improvement over the technology. As you are knowing, in a short run, law of variable proportion assumes that one factor is variable and one more factor is fixed factor. Of course, variable factor is labor and fixed factor is land. Now when it comes to the short run analysis, this assumption is very much important. Law of variable proportion assumes that the theory is working under short run analysis. In a short run, one factor will be variable and one factor will be fixed, but in a long run it cannot be so. In a long run, both the factor of production will be variable and there will be no fixed factor of production. Variable proportions theory assumes that there will be homogeneous units of inputs. If at all I speak about labor, there will be homogeneous labor who are equally competent and who are having equal production capacities. Of course, I cannot assume that one particular person who is very much strong and one is very much weak. Okay, we are not making such kind of assumptions. All people who are working here will be equally competent and they are contributing for the organization. Now, law of variable proportion also assumes that there will be efficient use of inputs and all the inputs will be used without any wastage. So these are all the important assumptions of law of variable proportions. Let us understand, before moving further, let us understand the important concept of law of variable proportion, that is about TP, AP and MP. Sir, what is this TP, AP and MP? TP means total product. TP means what? Total product. AP means what? Average product. And MP means what? Marginal product. So what is this total product? Total product is the sum total of units produced by introducing variable factor of production. As you are going on increasing the variable factor of production, what is the changes that is happening in the total production? Observing that is called as what? Law of variable proportion. Suppose think that by introducing one variable factor of production, that is labor, by introducing one labor you have produced 10 units, by introducing second labor you have produced 20 units, by introducing third units of labor you have produced 40 units. What is the total units which you have produced? That will be TP. So 40 plus 20 plus 10, that is 70 units is the total production. Yes or no? Very good. Now when it comes to the marginal product, what is marginal product? Change you are observing in a TP, total product, when one more unit of labor is introduced by keeping fixed factor constant is called as what? Marginal product. Sir, we have not understood. Let us understand that. Say for example, for the first unit of production or first unit of labor, you have produced 10 units. For the second units of labor, you have produced 50 units. For the third unit of labor, you have produced 80 units. For the fourth unit of labor, you are producing 100 units. What changes you are observing for first unit of labor and second unit of labor? The changes are evident, right? For the first unit of labor to second unit of labor, the change happened in the unit of production is 40. For the second unit of, from the second unit of labor to third unit of labor, the changes happened will be 30. From the third unit of labor to fourth unit of labor, the changes happened is 20, and this is called as what? Marginal product. This can be also calculated by using one formula. Marginal product is equal to TP of n, TP of nth unit total product of nth unit minus TP of total product of n minus 1th unit. See, 10 minus 0, 10, 10 minus 0, 10, 50 minus 10, 40, 80 minus 50, 30, 100 minus 80, 20. That is what we call it as what? Marginal product. What change you are observing by introducing one more variable factor of production on the total product is called as what? Marginal product. So TP can be also a summation of MP. These two formulas are very important. MP means what? TPN minus TPN minus 1, and TP means what? Summation of MP. Clear? Yes. Let us understand average product. Average product is an output per unit of variable factor. Sir, by using 5 units of labor, I am producing 100 output. Then what will be my average output? What will be my average output? How to find out that? Total output divided by variable factor. Total output divided by labor. That is 100 divided by 5. This is called as my average product. 20 is my average product. So average product is a output per unit of variable factor. How to find out that? AP is equal to total product divided by units of labor. By introducing 5 units of labor, if I can produce 100 units of output, then what will be my average product? 100 divided by 5, that will be 20. That will be my average product. Clear? Okay. Now let us understand how to calculate AP, MP and TP. TP though we are not supposed to calculate. It is a production which is happening by increasing a units of labor. Okay. Now don't go for calculation of TP. TP is a unit of total product which is happening out of the introduction of units of labor. Okay. So by introducing first unit, I can produce 50 units of product. By introducing second unit, I can produce 90 units of output. By introducing third unit of labor, I can produce 120 units. By introducing fourth unit of labor, I can produce 140 units. By introducing fifth unit, I can produce 150 units. By introducing sixth unit of labor, I can produce 150 units. And by introducing 7th unit of labor, I can produce 147 units. Now if at all observing AP, how to calculate AP? TP divided by units of labor. So 50 divided by 1, 90 divided by 2, 120 divided by 3, 140 divided by 4, 150 divided by 5, 150 divided by 6, and 147 divided by 7. Sir, how to calculate this marginal product? Marginal product, how to calculate? MP is equal to TPN minus TPN minus 1. Yes or no? TP of nth unit. What is the TP of nth unit? 50 is the TP of nth unit. TP of n minus 1 unit. No units were there. So that's why 0. 50 minus 0. 90 minus 50. 120 minus 90. 140 minus 120. 150 minus 140. 150 minus 150. And 147 minus 150 will be the marginal product. If you are observing here, marginal product goes for negative also. Okay, becomes negative, becomes sad. Okay, fine. Now let us understand the law of variable proportions through the table. Of course, as I said, one unit will be fixed. What is that fixed unit? Land. Land will be fixed. Land will be fixed. 10 acres, 10 acres, 10 acres, 10 acres, 10 acres, and it goes on. Okay, so we are not increasing the capacity of the land. Land will be remaining constant, 10 acres. But we are increasing the capacity, or we are introducing more and more units of labor. As going on increasing more and more units of labor, what happens to TP, what happens to MP, what happens to AP? Observing that, it will be what? Law of variable proportions. Now when it comes to introduction of one unit of labor, what happens to TP? TP increases, TP increases, TP increases, TP increases. By going on increasing the units of labor, TP is going on increasing. What happens to the total product? Increases. What happens to the average product? Average product is also going to increase and then decreases. Why it is happening, I will be telling you later. What about marginal product? Marginal product, you are knowing how to calculate the marginal product. TPN minus 1, TPN minus 1, yes or no? What happens to the marginal product? Marginal product also increases, reaches 0 and becomes negative. So that itself is what? Behavior of TP, AP and marginal product. So if you are observing TP increases in increasing rate first, increases in increasing rate, reaches its maximum and then start decreasing. TP increases it in increasing rate, increases in decreasing rate, reaches its maximum, then becomes falls or then falls. It will never become negative, but it falls. Okay. What about average product? Average product also increases, reaches its maximum, it falls, but it will never become negative. What about MP? MP reaches its maximum, increases, reaches its maximums, becomes 0 and also becomes negative. So that is the characteristic of TP, AP and marginal product. So if I speak about TP, you have to remember this. TP increases in increasing rate in the first stage and it reaches point of inflection and it start or changes its curve. I mean to say that it starts increasing in a decreasing rate, reaches its maximum and then starts falling. AP also first increases, reaches its maximum, starts falling, but it will never become negative. MP also starts, increases, reaches its maximum, becomes 0, becomes negative. So we can arrange all these sequential orders into 3 stages. One is increasing returns to scale, one more is diminishing returns to scale and one more is normal returns. Okay. So increasing, decreasing or diminishing returns to scale and one more is negative returns to scale. 3 stages to the law of variable proportions. Okay. So what is the first stage? First stage is called as increasing returns to scale, increasing returns to scale. Second stage is called as what? Diminishing returns. And third stage is called as what? Third stage is called as what? Declining. Okay, declining or negative. Sorry, not declining, negative returns to scale. Okay. So third stage is what? Negative returns to scale. So in a first stage, what happens? TP increases in increasing rate, then reaches point of inflection, that is, this is called as point of inflection, and then increases in a decreasing rate till point F. What about AP? AP also increases, but not at the rate MP increases. AP also increases, reaches its maximum. What about MP? MP also increases, reaches its maximum, then starts falling in a first stage. So this is called as what? First stage. So if you can observe in the diagram also, TP increases in an increasing rate, then increases in a decreasing rate, then it till point F it increases. That's it. AP also increases, reaches its maximum. MP also increases, reaches its maximum. Second stage, both starts falling. When AP falls, it will never reach negative. Okay, but when MP falls, it will reach its negative, but not happens in a second stage. Don't confuse here. In a second stage, TP reaches its maximum. TP reaches its maximum when MP is 0. TP reaches its maximum when MP is 0. AP also falling, MP also falling. MP will become 0 in the second stage. AP is not falling. AP is falling but will never become negative. Okay. In a third stage, TP is falling, AP is also falling, MP becomes negative. Please understand here we are observing 3 stages here: increasing returns, diminishing returns and negative returns. Increasing returns means what? TP. What about the behavior of TP? TP increases in an increasing rate till point of inflection, then increases in a decreasing rate till the point of F, till this point F. Okay. What about AP? AP increases, MP also increases, reaches its maximum at point H and then starts falling. In a second stage, TP also increases, reaches its maximum, MP falls, reaches 0, not negative, reaches 0. When MP is 0, TP is its maximum. Okay. AP also falls. In a third stage, TP falls, AP falls but never becomes 0 or negative, MP becomes negative. So this is about the explanation. Now why it happens, why the MP, TP or AP falls? The reason is very simple, students. See, if you are introducing more and more units of labor to the same land, 1 acre of land, okay, till certain extent that's fine. Efficiency increases, productivity increases. So you have introduced 10 laborers for 1 acre of land. Think that you have introduced 100 laborers for 1 acre of land. You have introduced 500 laborers to 1 acre of land. Somebody will be working, somebody will not be working, right? So that's the reason why AP falls, marginal product falls and total product falls. When you are keep on increasing the units of labor to the same unit of land, what will happen? Productivity decreases. Somebody will be working, somebody will be idle, right? So that's the reason why total product, average product and marginal product falls. So hope this theory you have understood. You have to explain the behavior of TP, AP and MP with the increase in the labor. First what happens, TP increases in an increasing rate till the point of inflection, then increases in a decreasing rate till the point of F. That is first stage. What about MP? MP increases, reaches its maximum at the point H and then starts falling. What about AP? AP also increases. Second stage starts from the point F. For TP, it starts increasing, reaches its maximum when MP is 0. AP also starts falling. Third stage, TP falls, AP falls but will never become negative, MP falls, also becomes negative. So this explanation you are supposed to give when it comes to the law of variable proportions, and you have to understand why this happens. Because to the same unit of land, if you are introducing more and more labor in practical life also, if you are thinking like that, say for example introduce more and more unit of labor to the same unit of land, what will happen? Somebody will work, somebody will not work, and that's what happening here. So hope you guys understood this, and explanation is here. Thank you one and all for listening.